to me because it is my lifeline to the community. Having a disability, I feel that it's important to have access so that I can participate in the community and be active. Independence is the key to everything. I go shopping, I go to church, I go to legislative visits. I'm very active in the community, and I use it almost 6 or 7 days a week. I go everywhere on Access.
I have Access for, I can't remember how many years, about 33, which is pretty amazing. It allows me to be independent. I wouldn't have accomplished many of the goals that I had without Access. I was able to go to community college, Boyce campus, and then transfer to Pitt and get a bachelor's and a master's in social work. And then I'm a part-time employee at UPMC.
I work so many different places during the week, and I would be lost without my Access.
I am 87 years old and so proud to be able to get on Access and to go different places. It means a lot to me. I like the way the drivers treat me. If they see me with a cane, they want to walk me to my 4 steps or open the gate for me, the door for me, and I keep telling them, oh, I can do this. They say, no, we'd rather help you. And that makes me feel so good.
Without Access, I wouldn't be able to get to work. And without Access, I'm in trouble. A lot of the people in wheelchairs would be in a lot of trouble.
I do lots of activities. I go down to Heinz Hall, down to the different activities, down to the Benedum. I need a lot of access because I don't drive and I can't get to a bus. So.
And all of my son and Amy and me, they're active to sit from here to home in one piece.
I've used Access for getting to physical therapy, which I've needed, for shopping, for going to meetings, for going to cultural events. You name it, I've probably done it on Access most of it, many times. Access is very important to me. I really appreciate the service that the drivers provide. It makes my life a whole lot easier and better.
I've been riding the Access for about 16 years, and I love it. I dearly love it. I've often asked ones that is affiliated with Access, where do you get these guys from? They're so wonderful. You know, caring, respectful. You know, we're like a family. When I get into the Access, I'm getting into one of my family's car because that's how they treat me.
If I did not have Access, I would not be able to walk. I love being able to be more independent and getting paid for my 2 jobs. I am grateful for what Access does for me and my life.
We do some public speaking together, and yes, when she usually goes first, and then she like heckles me from talking. Just like,
You could do that.
just chill. Okay, can this be mine?
Yeah, it is you, Mama.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna get started now. Okay.
Alright, go ahead.
Thanks.
Good luck.
I'm Debbie Efkeman. I'm Kate's mom, and we live in the Allison Park area in North Hills of Pittsburgh. And Access has been just a wonderful part of our lives. If Kate did not have Access transportation, she would not be independent. She wouldn't have her transportation to work, and therefore she would be unemployed. I really network with many families around the state, and only half of the state counties have some type of transportation, supported transportation. And so I see families, and they watch their sons and daughters languishing, sitting at home on the couch, and that's the last thing that we want for our sons and daughters. Right now it's helpful to me. It gives me a little bit more freedom in my life, and some people might see that as selfish, but I don't think so. But more importantly, and looking at the long-term plan, I won't be here forever. So Kate has to be established in getting around the community and doing that in an independent fashion. And Access has afforded her that opportunity. The personal stories really have to do with the staff, both the drivers and the call-in staff. They are extremely respectful. And as a parent of a young woman with a disability, you have concerns. How will people treat your daughter in the community? And respect, dignity, delighting in meeting her and being a part of her. We've met drivers on the street, and they engage with Kate right away, and it's the people who have really made it such a wonderful experience, on top of the fact that the independence that it gives. On to Hollywood.
It does.
I know. All right. Okay.
I was able to use Access to really go places to meet my wife and do things. And beyond that, I've had 4 different jobs over the years. And community foundation that gives grants for social change, and I've been involved in the Pennsylvania Developmental Disabilities Council that does grants for systems change, and I've been involved in the task force for the city of Pittsburgh that just to change things and make more accessible. So Access has kind of added all those things to my life, but in between all those things, because those are all kind of work things, you know, I can think of days where I came to the Access office, this building here, in wintertime, and sat down in the lobby waiting for a van to come so I could go and do my Christmas shopping on bitter winter days, and coming back here with bags of Christmas shopping. And I can think of, you know, I took Access to see Diana Ross at the Civic Arena when the Civic Arena was here, and I saw John Denver because I could take Access to go there. And I went to Heinz Hall and saw all kinds of plays and Broadway musicals, and saw Cats, and saw Carol Channing do Hello Dolly back then. And I've had, you know, I can remember calling Access one day and asking Karen if somebody could arrange a ride because the wife of a very close friend of mine had passed away, and I could get to be him, and otherwise I'd have no way to get there. And I can think of like Easters where I couldn't get back home to Philadelphia, and I could take it to Penn Hills and spend the day with my aunt. Plus, you know, access to the regatta, where days where I got rained out at the regatta, or access to the arts festival, or access out to South Park where they had the rib cook-offs. There were just a lot of things that having transportation added to my life all those years. So, and now what you know is that I'll be getting my call soon that tells me that my Access ride is coming, and I wanted you to ask me where am I going to go when my Access trip comes.
Be rolling. And where are you going to go when you're Access?
Well, see, that's the thing about Access, is I can go anywhere I want to go on Access.
If I didn't have Access, it would be sad.